you. Good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun live. Thank you very much for joining me. Please read the caption of the broadcast, which I bet you have already. Also, read the description of the broadcast as well. Then like it, just like the broadcast. Share it, invite your friend, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun today, Mayegun is live. And if you have done all of that, thank you very much. Today, the news making round is that of Wike, who has now been exposed, as we predicted it on this platform, and possibly many others did too, that the campaign of land grabbing that Wike embarked upon in Abuja, it is not for urban development. It is not for anything other than just land grabbing for themselves. El Rufaya did it. A majority of those who have been ministers of Abuja, they also did, but not with this kind of noise. So we now have a record of Wike allocating over 2,000 hectares of land in Abuja, and that is 40,000 plots of land to his own proxies in a to a company that is believed to be a proxy or a front for his own son, Johak. So we're going to touch that this evening. But first, Kolu assigned your, what do you call it? He assigned your tax bills into law. And you remember so many arguments and, analysis and what have you on Kolu's planned tax bill. So the selling point for the guy who pushed this, right, his selling point is that Nigerians won't pay more taxes. Like more Nigerians won't pay more taxes. Rather, those who actually earn more, that are paying less now, will now be covered and they will pay more. Like Kolu said during just before the Sharid election. So I don't have any explanation to really give on that, other than just to point out a few things for a layman understanding. So Kolu and his gang, the arrangement of putting together a new tax system, right, also includes, it's not just about the collection, it also includes the sharing too. And there is, they have this supposed law that determines how they share money. That is, federal government revenue. So to understand it right, Nigeria has three sort of like, arms? The arms of government. Where have you? Anyway, so the federal government of Nigeria, which is led by Tinubu and his gang, so they take most of the taxes because it is the center that, after taking in all the taxes, they call them federal taxes. Okay, so the taxes, and then maybe the sales of crude oil, money from that, proceed from that. So the whole money goes into a jar. They call it the national purse, put it that way. So the whole money goes in there, and every month, so they have a sharing formula where the federal government will take some, 55%, I think. State will take some, 25% or thereabout. Then the local government areas will share the remaining 20%. So before now, whenever this money is put or was put together, so it is expected that it will be, will be shared by their population, something that a lot of people frowned at. For instance, the southern part of Nigeria, or should I say Lagos State alone, contributes over 80% of the VAT for the entire country. It was that massive, right? And what Lagos gets back from that is less than 5% of the whole money. So you see this kind of imbalance is the argument of those that say, listen, oh, there are more people everywhere who could have paid these taxes. So our technique will bring all of them all together. We can pull all this money together, and then there will be more money to share. That's the selling point. But inside that buried stuff is Tinubu's everlasting, what do you call that thing again? Is it legacy? The legacy of corruption. And that is the part where the FIRS, so that is the Federal Inland Revenue Service, I think they have changed them right now. According to Tinubu, they are now going to be called Revenue Mobilization something. So they've changed the name. So in this law, there is a clause there that allows them to hire a third party to collect the taxes for them. That part of argument was where people felt like Tinubu was going to insert his Lagos kind of alpha beta into it. So they argued it that no, it wasn't so. In fact, they would take it out, but it's still there. And that is what Tinubu signed today. So what they promised everyone is that if you are not earning 800,000 naira, you no longer pay tax in Nigeria. So 800,000 means if you are not earning 800,000 in a year, so that is like you should be earning like 65,000 naira a month. Because if you are earning the minimum wage, that is going to take you over 800,000. So you will pay tax, which is I think 30% or something. So, but they believe that a lot of Nigerians are really poor. They don't earn that much. The only thing is that there are those who earn between that 70,000 and maybe 70 million. Those people will need to pay more. So right now, like they did with your subsidy removal, which they told you that it was in your own interest. Now, these are the sweetest part of it, too, because the other part that got a lot of them riled up, and it kind of felt like, you know, it is not really so different from what they had before. And what is that? The Northerners, they raised objection to this bill because according to them, it's a law that is going to expose their dependability on the rest of Nigeria, something they don't really love to admit, right? So it simply means that sharing formula right now was supposed to kind of like make it add or reduce what they will get in number kind of a form. Let's use the number. So Tinubu's tax bill, the one that became, not this one that he's signing, or the one that he's signing right now is different from that one that was controversial, right? So the one that was controversial, when they put it into like figure, right, was like, let's say the whole northern Nigeria, including middle belt of Nigeria, because that's the way they rate them, 19 northern states. So it's like all of them contributing, or yeah, let's say all of them contributed 100 billion naira. Oh, that's a lot. Never really contributed that. So let's say all of the entire 19 states in the northern Nigeria contributed 50 billion naira in a year, the whole year. But that same year, they received over 300 billion. Do you understand that now? So another example is like the states like Zamfara. Zamfara contributed, the VAT, Zamfara contributed a paltry, I think 300 million or something, a year. And I think it was 2023 or 2024. And Zamfara cashed out over 15 billion that same year from the money they shared from the proceeds of the VAT. So what if Tinubu proposed that got some of you to say, yeah, that's better. So derivation, population, and the third one, you know, I said I wasn't going to analyze this much anyway, but let's just mention it, okay? So the first part was going to say from that 300 billion, for example, in a year, Northern Nigeria will be cut down to about 160 billion a year. Do you understand that? They said that's going to make a significant kind of like impact on them. So they rejected it. So then behind the scene, they went back and reinserted, the sharing formula that they had before. All right. So, and Paul got it like, okay, yeah, we've reached a compromise. So let's sign it. Because the intention of Kolu that is selling this Kool-Aid to the rest of you and is especially that guy that led the entire project, right? What they are selling to people is that there will be more money. Do you get that now? To the poor people, don't worry, you won't pay tax. What happened is that with your BVN, wait to be all those your signed up link, right? With this law right now, all they need to start billing you is to see your cash inflow in such a way that they can see them and be able to say, look at this one that is signed up as unemployed. But here, you have seen it in your pay slip your bank statement that you are collecting contract that or something like that, right? So they could easily just come for you. And that would be a good thing in a way that everybody pays. But what happens to the money? So the Zobo they are selling to them in Nigeria is that this is going to make more money available to share, primarily just more money to share. And if you are a poor man, as long as you are not earning 70,000 naira a month, there's no 70,000 naira in your bank account in a month, then yeah, you don't have to worry, Jerry. Where it's for other people, not you. So if you are a business owner, that's another one. If you're a business owner and you are not earning above 3 million, if you are earning in now this 3 million right now, we just have to like probe it anyway. So 3 million means in a year, I think it should be in a year. So as a business, if you are not making, so if you are making less than 3 million in a year, you won't pay tax. Then as a corporate body, I think 5 million are being so they shall categorize it that way that those of you who have your own personal businesses, as long as you have a bank account, they are going to hold you. And like I said, tax is good. There are many countries in the world where they don't even have any resources per se. And their country is built on taxation. And that money, that taxes goes into investing in infrastructures that will further improve the economies of such countries. But in Nigeria, it is an example is the subsidy removal. I don't know how many of you will remember how many times they gaslighted you, how many people were on TV, radio, newspaper, online, explaining to you that whatever it is you are going through then, right? Just remember that it is Tinubu, the master strategist. He knew what he was doing. Subsidy money will now be today. We're asking them about the subsidy money. That where have you reinvested that money? The subsidy money that people had to and people died. In case if you don't know, you're just dealing with a set of criminals who are also like soulless, sort of. So if you ask them right now, how much have you saved? They say, but most states are getting more money. It's like, Baba, economy, what's it they call it? This economy of scale, this voodoo economy, so to say. When this state, I've done this before, again, they devalued your naira. And then a local government area that used to collect 200 million naira today that local government is collecting 400, 500 million. And what they are not, possibly don't want you to look at is the value of that 500 million naira. Tinubu came, crashed your naira, and they said it's a good thing. It devalued the naira. It's a good thing. World Bank condition. You see, this tax reform stuff that they put together too is also a World Bank idea. They said, Nigerians, with your population, you are not paying enough taxes. And they need to be guaranteed that they will take more money from you if they want more loans. It's a very simple thing. So the bottom line is that they are asking you to squeeze it out. And they are making laws to actually squeeze it from you. But there is no law that punishes them whenever they squander your tax. Do you get? In this, their tax law is about how to collect, how to share, who is to collect it, and who is to share it. Who will pay, how much, when, and those who will not pay. So they cherry pick all the fancy ones and throw. But as much as they are making laws on how to get more money from you so that they can go to their creditors and say, listen, we have done a tax improvement. And if you have not forgotten, Kenyans that are protesting today, the same bill, tax bill that Tinubu signed today, and some of you don't even know, probably don't even care, is the reason why Kenyans are back on the streets right now. It's the reason why over 60 Kenyans were killed last year. It's the reason why the Parliament of Kenya got dissolved mid-session. This tax bill. Because it was to make sure that you codify this new tax stuff that guarantees that you can get more money, squeeze more. But there is no part of that law that says if they steal a penny from that, death by hanging. Imagine. I will support that too. Yeah? Imagine if part of the law says anybody caught to have mismanaged any part of the tax collected under this law shall have no right to anything like fine upon being guilty, life imprisonment with no right to parole, like they can't release him, let's say, after 10 years, 20. No. It would be like die in prison. That would make sense. I'm just saying. But right now, they are everywhere telling everybody, the historic day is a very, very historic day. You know, the usual. Then you wait for but it's not going to effect right away. It's going to start from the 1st of January, I think, 2026. So Tinubu and his gang are telling themselves that they are making more money now. The local governments are getting more money. I was saying that earlier. The states are getting more money. Even the states themselves are saying, we are paying our debt now. We are not borrowing money again. Lies. So you see, all these things are kind of like programmed in a way. You listen to this. You devalued your currency. When Tinubu came in 2 years ago, $1 to naira was 420 naira to $1. When Tinubu came in, they are officially, then unofficially, 700 naira to $1. Today, when Tinubu came in, the dollar to naira, naira to dollar right now is 1,700 naira, officially 1,700 naira to $1. That is like 500% devaluation. They went on TV, they say it's a good thing. That automatically means if you have 500 million naira, the value you are going to really get for it is not different from the value you are going to get for 80 million naira. Yeah. 80 times 5. 40.